So, Wave 5, it's happening. We all knew it was coming eventually, and my god am I excited for this one. Not only are some of my all-time favorite tracks making a comeback, but we've also got a brand new track based on a bathroom, and bathrooms are cool, and we've got 3 returning characters joining the roster. We've got PD Piranha from Double Dash, Wiggler from 7, and Kamek from Tour. All of these are fantastic additions, and it's cool to see Kamek finally playable in a proper Mario Kart game after being shafted for so long. Anyways, if you've been following my channel for the past year or so, you know how this works by now. Before we can feast our eyes on these glorious HD remakes, we must first check out the originals and see how they compare to each other. The only track that won't be included is Squeaky Clean Sprint, since that's a brand new track. So without further ado, let's go! At number 7, we have Sunset Wilds from Mario Kart Super Circuit. I know this course is at the bottom of the list, but this is still a really good track, and one of the best ones from Mario Kart Super Circuit. You drive through this sort of canyon track, and there's a lot of cool elements to keep it interesting. You've got a ton of dash panels, mud that can mess up your driving, as well as these goddamn shy guys that latch onto your cart and steal your coins. But I think the coolest part is how after each lap, the sun goes down a little and it gets darker outside. It's nothing more than a visual detail, but it's a cool touch regardless. The only reason Sunset Wilds is this low on the list is because of how flat it is. I also find the canyon theme not as interesting as others on the list, but even so, Sunset Wilds is a great track, and I can't wait to see how amazing it looks when it comes back in Wave 5. At number 6, we have Los Angeles Laps from Mario Kart Tour. Unlike most city tracks that have you racing through the actual city with all the buildings, this course switches things up and has you driving on a beach for most of the race. You'll drive by a beach house, some crabs walking around, and some skateboarding ramps that you can trick off. And even when you do get into the city portion of the track, there's still that feeling of vacation throughout the whole thing. I love the faint sunset in the background, which adds this sense of relaxation, and the music has this funky beatbox rhythm, and it fits the track surprisingly well. I do think there could have been more creativity put into the whole beach theme, but there's still enough here to remain interesting. At number 5, we have Daisy Cruiser from Mario Kart Double Dash. I'm sorry to all you Daisy fans out there, but just because this track isn't that high in the list doesn't mean I don't like it. I love the idea of driving on this giant cruise ship, and this track does a great job feeling like it. I love driving on the deck with a giant pool in the middle, going through the dining hall with the tables and item boxes rolling around, and there's even a little hole down to the hangar with giant crates and a cannon shooting back up to the front of the ship. My only issues with the track is that I wish it was a bit longer, as right when it feels like it's getting started, it's over. I also wish there were more hazards to watch out for, like maybe being able to fall off the ship or something, but those are minor complaints. I still think this track is great, and it deserves to be brought back in Wave 5. At number 4, we have Athens Dash from Mario Kart Tour. I was honestly shocked by how amazing this track was. This is a city track that, in a way, doesn't feel like a city track, and I love it. Getting to explore the streets of Greece with all sorts of fancy buildings and architecture is really cool to me. There's tons of places to do tricks, I love the cannon shooting you into this small cave, and the music that plays is a bop. It feels so energetic, but still has this historic vibe, almost like gladiator music, and it's awesome. Kind of like with Daisy Cruiser, I do wish the track was a bit longer, but it has plenty of great stuff in it that I can let it slide. I'm not sure what else to say. This is just a great Mario Kart Tour track, and I can't wait to see how crazy it gets when we see it again in the Booster Course Pass. At number 3, we have Moonview Highway from Mario Kart Wii. You know Toad's Turnpike from Mario Kart 64 and Mushroom City from Double Dash? Imagine that, but 1,000 times more intense. The cars in this track mean business. Not only are there a lot more of them, but they move a lot faster and take a lot more effort to avoid. Not to mention the fact that there are literal bombs driving on the road with you. Like, who the hell authorized that? This whole track feels like a giant high-speed chase with all the dash panels and the energetic music playing in the background, and there's even a few extra paths you can take near the beginning as a shortcut. Overall, Moonview Highway is a supremely underappreciated track that I don't hear nearly enough people talk about, so I'm glad it's getting some well-deserved recognition in 8 Deluxe. At number 2, we have Vancouver Velocity from Mario Kart Tour. Out of all the city tracks to come from Tour, this one stands out the most simply because of how beautiful it is. The neon lights from the city itself, combined with the winter setting of the mountains, is simply jaw-dropping. Heck, you can even see the northern lights in the background. On top of that, this track is just plain fun to race through. I love climbing up the mountain, speeding on these very narrow bridges, which is the perfect place to spam your items, and that moment near the end when you glide back to the start is just, spectacular. Vancouver Velocity is up there as one of my favorite tracks to come from Mario Kart Tour, but even with that said, there was no way it was ever going to top the number 1 spot. And at number 1, we have Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii. Maybe I'm letting my nostalgia get the best of me, but I don't give a shit. This track is still fantastic, and my favorite Mario Kart track of all time. Everything about it is pure fun and excitement. I love the beginning with all the rushing water and ramps to trick off, and then you go down into this underwater pipe with more rushing water and electric poles that'll shrink you if you touch them. I love the sheer scale of this track, having it all take place in this giant mountain, and then of course, you've got the music. Koopa Cape has one of the most exhilarating and catchy pieces of music in the entire Mario Kart series, and it never gets old. I'm beyond excited to see this track come back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it is the track I am most looking forward to in Wave 5. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know down in the comments which one of these tracks you're most excited to see return and whether or not you agree with my rankings. Also, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel with notifications on so you'll know when I post more videos like this. Have a great day, stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.